SMS, voice note, or call VMC Planet Radio on 062 450 8619.
062 450 8619.
VMC Planet Radio, beyond tomorrow.
Good morning. Zuko is in your presence. It is a Thursday morning, a throwback Thursday. Hence why besidlala Trippie Redd, featuring XXXTentacion featuring Trippie Redd, a song titled F Live, and before that besidlala Kendrick Lamar and titled 05. That one features J Rock. Mara sanbonani everybody. I hope everyone is having a dope day. Today's a Thursday. We're gonna throw it back vandaag. And yeah, man, today I got a lot of old school on set for where now. Otherwise, if you're tuning in now, the time is 8:45. Ishow kana iqala due to stage 17.2. Yama load shedding. But yeah, man, what you should be looking forward to today on the show are the top stories, news and entertainment worldwide, as well as history. What happened today in history worldwide. So yeah, man, let me not waste anybody's time. Masitale singene, fire, force. Mara yeah, meet you on the other side.
Ingabe grade 10, grade 11 noma grade 12. Lokho akunkinga. I-VMC Academy iyakwamukela. Sinezifundo ze-IT kanye ne-media, sine-technical support, software development, sound engineering, film and TV production, advertising kanye ne-journalism. Ukwazi kabanzi noma uthola imininingwane ethe xaxa, shayela kule nombolo u-011 051 5155, 011 051 5155, noma uthumele i-email kuleli kheli admin@butlarimarketing.com, admin@butlarimarketing.com. VMC Academy, creating employers and employees.
Creating employers and employees. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, it's 3 minutes before Kshayo 9. Athi singene kwishow siqale ngama top stories on what's happening in the world. Yeah, man. So wait, before singing it out, the previous song I got it's Big Sean, titled Beware, features Lil Wayne as well as Jenny Aiko, and before that was Not a Capo featuring Darian Krause, a song titled My Addiction. Marijuana. So president should condemn soldiers' action in Mozambique. Sandu. So President Cyril Ramaphosa and his government should not remain silent about the video showing South African soldiers watching as human bodies are being burned. Yeah, so kushiswa abantu apparently on some video, and they are asking Ramaphosa and the government ukuthi bangahlalila abamaize and everything, yabo. So the South African National Defence Force, also known as the SANDU, has said this. So the incident is believed to have taken place in November last year and has been described as a war crime. And the Department of Defense said that an investigation was underway. So the South African National Defence Force, Defence Union, condemned the video, saying that it could tarnish the reputation of the country and the SANDF internationally. Spokesperson Piki Grieve said that the president needed to condemn the actions of our soldiers loudly. The president, as commander-in-chief of the armed forces, should not remain silent at the stage. He should assure the public that as a state president and as a minister of defense, they are determined to get to the bottom of this and see that justice is meted out. Yeah, man. So the situation is that apparently the South Africa was someone in our army, or she see somebody else elsewhere, and it's a violation of a human right, honestly. And my chat is, I feel like, as much as our soldiers were to, like, they are trained to fight for us and stuff, I feel like they should also be equally trained how to treat citizens or civilians or whatever. because it is not the first time abantu bethu basenza kanje. Because like even during lockdown, apparently someone was killed by a soldier. Even though there were videos circulating of them acting violently to people on the streets and stuff. So yeah, that's the chat, man. But moving on. So in Uganda, Uganda declares end of Ebola disease outbreak. So it is declared that the Ebola disease caused by the Sudanese Ebola virus has come to an end, and the country's first Ebola case, which was 4 months ago, ran about the month of September in the country's central Mbunde district. So the health experts have confirmed that there's hardly any outbreak of this virus in that country before the last time this occurred was 10 years ago, and and this has only happened 5 times overall in that country. So yeah, the World Health Organization says that 164 cases were on Ebola virus infection happened in that country, and 55 were fatal and 87 were recovered. Yeah, so that's the chat in Uganda. There hasn't been any outbreak on Ebola virus and stuff like that. And then Stage 6 power cuts will have negative impact on economy, economist Ruth said. And the efficient group economist Dawi Ruth said that the Stage 6 power cuts spelled bad news for the country's economy. The power utility ramped up power cuts on Wednesday afternoon due to the severe power constraints. The ongoing blackouts come as industries return to work following the festive break. While the country recently averted a technical recession, experts predict the economic growth will continue to be muted this year. Ruth said that there would be a spillover effect. Unemployment levels and poverty levels will remain elevated and maybe even go up even further. But he said that it was not all doom and gloom. The only good thing is that because of the expected slowdown in the economy activity, the South African Reserve Bank is likely to increase interest rates at a slightly slower rate now. But this is going to have a huge negative impact in the economy, and I think the South African economy is going to battle. Which I agree. Like Lentole Yama power cuts, yes, cowards. But I like one of my friends was telling me that her employer, every time I want to buy some excuse, what's this? Load shedding and stuff. Apparently, the employer would always make it noted that we as a country have been experiencing load shedding since 2008. It can no longer be used as an excuse for anything. But load shedding. So yeah, man, that's the chat. Marabona, let me play Liabouts Free. Yeah, so yeah, this is a vocal mix by the Liabouts, a song titled Free. Do enjoy, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Free, a song by the Liabouts. Talk about taking it back. I think I first heard this song sung in high school. Yeah, man, mara as my top stories, right? The World Health Organization is busy with risk assessment of the new Omicron subvariant. So the World Health Organization is conducting a risk assessment of the new Omicron subvariant called XBB.1.5. And the data they have on the Omicron virus is very limited, and therefore so most of its information is from the United States of America. And then Golden Arrow, the bus caught fire and it is suspected that it is arsoned. So in Khayelitsha on Wednesday morning, and then there were no injuries reported. And lastly, before Sitkubega, DRC says Rwanda using refugees for political purposes. So Kinsaya accused Rwanda for using refugees for political purposes on Wednesday, after a Central African neighbor said it would no longer take in people fleeing violence in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Rwanda President Paul Kagame said Monday that his country cannot keep hosting refugees, stoking already high tensions between the two countries. And the DRC government responded angrily on Wednesday and said the comments were proof that human rights have no value for the Rwandan people. For the Rwandan president. So Kagame has been blackmailing the International Committee on Human Lives, said Patrick Muyaya, spokesman for the DRC government. The refugees were being used for political purposes, Muyaya said, accusing Kigali for trying to divert international attention from the responsibility of Rwanda. Persistent fighting in the east of the mineral-rich DRC pits federal troops against rebels from the M23 group, which has captured swaths of territory. And the DRC, along with the United States and several European countries, has repeatedly accused Rwanda of backing the Tutsi-led rebels, although Kigali denies the charge. Tensions have soared and thousands have fled the battles into neighboring states, including Rwanda. Kagame told the upper house of parliament Monday that the refugees are not Rwandan problems, and we are going to ensure that everybody realizes that it is not Rwanda's problem. I'm refusing that Rwanda should carry this burden, he said. And in November, the United Nations said around about 72,000 Congolese had crossed into Rwanda. Yeah, man, that's it on top stories. After this, so khuluma ngama entertaining news. Khuluma ngama entertaining news in the country as well as worldwide. But now, do enjoy Drake. Yeah, that was Triple Extension, a song title Look at Me. Rest in peace. And before that we had Drake 4422 as well as Line Chester, which features Sampha. So yeah, man, if you're tuning in now, kana sitala ngama entertaining news worldwide. So first things ngo Dr. Dre. So Dr. Dre is closing in on a music deal worth over $200 million US, selling some of his assets. So Dr. Dre has his sights set on a lucrative music deal, one that would sell the rights to some of his royalties and master recordings, and we are told that price tag is well over $200 million. The music mogul is close to selling off some of his music asset in two separate deals, one with Shamrock Holdings and another with Universal Music Group, according to Billboard. And the possible Shamrock deal looks like this. Dre sells his artist royalties from two of his solo albums, his share of the NWA artist royalties, plus his producer royalties, and the writer's share of the music where he doesn't own publishing rights. And the potential deal with the UMG is a little different. Dr. Dre sells the master recording of his first solo album, The Chronic, plus his share of some Kendrick Lamar music. And Dre's not selling all his music. Billboard characterizes these transitions as mostly passive income streams that generate about $10 million annually. And he's not selling his ownership stake in his record label, Aftermath. Sources closer to Dr. Dre tell TMZ the actual selling price is actually tens of millions of dollars higher than the $200 million US figure Billboard is reporting. Congratulations, Dr. Dre. And then in local news, Lady Do gets robbed while trying to assist fake GBV victim. So the Amapiano star Ututuzile Ngwenya, popularly known as Lady Do, revealed that she was robbed while trying to assist an alleged fake gender-based violence victim. Detailing her ordeal on Twitter, Lady Do told her fans about a missed a mystery woman who allegedly scammed her along with her associates and took off her personal belongings. And Lady Do said that she went to the ATM to withdraw cash for the lady who pretended to be needed cash for her struggling children when she was ambushed and robbed. Be careful at ATMs, tweeted the Star. And I wonder if this woman actually knew who Lady Do was. Like, did she know she was like Lady Do? But yeah. And someone says, I was helping a lady, or she says this, I was helping a lady that was crying her eyes out and said her husband hit her and she needs money for the school children. I went to draw, I don't carry cash, and the next thing some guys snatched my wallet and belongings. When I looked to speak to the woman, she wasn't there. Jeez, man. Jeez. And I wish you could fake a lot of things, but not the GBV violence, because like that's actually like a serious matter to joke about, you know. So, still shaken by the incident, the Star assured her fans that she was unharmed. She added that in spite of the ordeal, she will not be helping people. She will not stop helping people who are genuinely in need. In response to a concerned fan who asked her to be more cautious when trying to help strangers, the singer said, "My brother, I am a God-fearing woman. This was the first time I experienced such. It doesn't change my heart." Yeah, at least, man, like we shouldn't allow negative people or people with ill intentions to change our character. Tina abantu abahle inside of a muddy of a blood. So yeah, man, as much as we are wronged, as even if you've helped someone before, and that, like for example, if you have to pay someone's school fees and lomuntu loyak down the line, like, man, just keep it in your chest and move on, man, and continue doing good into the world. When you did your part, you know. So yeah, and then she says, helping people is in my blood. I just need to be careful. God blesses us and blesses others. And she added that I am okay. I just have to get a new license and ID. And they were working together. The CCTV shows them talking to each other, and it's okay though. I learned my lesson. Meanwhile, the award-winning actress Uthandeka Dawn this week warned among 2.2 million fans about scammers using her name and pictures in selling weight loss products. Yeah, Mara, that's the chat on Lady Do. Like, even Uthandeka, like scam, robberies and stuff, man. Like, being a victim is not nice, man. Being a victim of such is not it. Marage, yeah, I'll catch you on the other side. So on the other side, just after this music interlude. I'm good. Aye, welcome to the good life. Anyway, that was a song titled Good Life by Kanye West featuring T-Pain, Yoni Pume, under the album Graduation in the year 2007. And before that, we had a TikTok hit. I discovered this on TikTok. A song titled You Are My High by DJ Snake and Yoni Pume 2021 under the album Trending Autumn 2021. Yeah. And according to Google, it's reggae. What type of reggae is that? What type of reggae is that though? Marage, catch me on the other side of this ad.
Ingabe uno-grade 10, ugrade 11 noma ugrade 12, lokho akunkinga. I-VMC Academy iyakwamukela. Sinezifundo ze-IT kanye ne-media, sine-technical support, software development, sound engineering, film and TV production, advertising kanye ne-journalism. Ukwazi kabanzi noma ukuthola imininingwane ethe xaxa, shayela kule nombolo u-011 051 5155 011 051 5155 noma uthumele i-email kuleli kheli admin@vutlarimarketing.com admin@vutlarimarketing.com. VMC Academy, creating employers and employees.
Yeah, man, the time is 9:36 and it is the 12th of the first month of 2023. If it's your birthday, man, I'd like to wish you a happy birthday. Otherwise, born. If it's your loved one's birthday, happy birthday to them as well. And if ever you want me to call them before 10 o'clock, ngoba sivala ngo-10, ngizobaculela i-birthday song, just holler at me on 062-450-8619, 062-450-8619. Ngizoniculela nawe, ngizoculela everybody, ngoba nami I hope one day ngizongiculela in a couple days time. Yeah, man, but if you're tuning in now, kana so training stories within the entertainment industry. So in America, so Steven Spielberg, right, a legend, wins big at Golden Globes. So I did not watch the Golden Globes. I completely forgot. So Steven Spielberg claimed top honors including Best Drama at the Golden Globes on Tuesday for his deeply personal film, The Fablesman, as Hollywood's A-lister stars flocked to the first major awards show of the year despite a series of scandals swirling around its organizers. Other top film award, Best Comedy or Musical, went to The Banshee of Inisherin, a tragic comedy about a shattered friendship on a remote Irish island that ended the night with the most movie prizes. Spielberg, who also took home the award for Best Director, thanked his family, including his late mother, who he said would be up there quelving about this right now. The Fablesman covers the troubled marriage of Spielberg's parents, anti-Semitic bullying, and the director's early efforts making zero-budget movies with his teenage friends. Everybody sees me as a success story, and everybody sees all of us the way they perceive us based on how they get the information, said the 76-year-old filmmaker. But nobody really knows who we are until we are courageous enough to tell everyone who we are. So Spielberg said like films like E.T. and Close Encounters of the Third Kind had used elements from his real life, but he had never had the courage to hit the story head on until now. And despite faring poorly at the box office, the film saw off last year's two biggest commercial hits, James Cameron's sci film Avatar: The Way of Water, which I recently watched, like I think it 31st of December, and I was underwhelmed, man. I really was, like I'm khazang, And another movie he did was Top Gun Maverick to win the night's final prize. And Inisherin also earned a win for Colin Farrell for Best Comedy Actor, boosting his Oscar hopes, and for writer-director Martin McDonagh for Best Screenplay. And yeah, coming back locally. So, Uncle Waffles and Kyle Watson to perform at Coachella in 2023. Yo, my dream is to go to Coachella just to witness, even staying behind the stage and stuff. And all my legends have performed there, man. Starting from Tupac to Biggie. Like, bona lami ngifuna badajo. Ngathi bangankai +1. But I guess South African DJs, Uncle Waffles and Kyle Watson, have made it onto the prestigious Coachella 2023 lineup. They will be performing at one of the world's biggest and most famous music and arts festivals in April, which takes place in California. Knows how to party. So yeah, crying, vomiting, screaming is how Uncle Waffles reacted to the news on social media. And the Tanzania hitmaker, whose real name is Lungelihle Zwane, who would have thought igama lakhe Lungelihle Zwane, has been described as Amapiano's leading lady. And who would have thought that in 2023 this little dude from South Africa was going to be heading out into the desert to play Coachella, Watson said. And the DJ and producer is known for creating house music containing elements of electronic dance, deep house, and techno. Watson was meant to hit the Coachella stage in 2020, but the COVID-19 pandemic paused those plans. I wonder if Drake is gonna meet up with Uncle Waffles one day. And I feel like we're all waiting for it. Now maybe that one day is gonna be at Coachella. So Bad Bunny, Blackpink, and Frank Ocean are some of the headline acts for the year's festival. And yeah, that's it on this segment. After the music interlude, bona yes, so inzan so far history. Sibona ukuthi history kwenzakalani on this very day. What happened on this day in the past? Maraya, do stay tuned. I think in Shanga le Tropec Casilo Green.
I remember when I lost my mind.
I feel you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Kodak Black featuring XXX Dancer and XXX Tentacion. And that song is called Roll in Peace. And before that, Bisnani Crazy by a song by Gnarls Barkley. And on Ipuma 2006, an album titled Saint Elsewhere. And yeah, just calling a history that we get the show going. We close so what happened today in history, right? Internationally, in 1995, Malcolm X's daughter arrested for attempted murder. So Kwabila Shabazz, the daughter of Malcolm X, is arrested for conspiring to kill Louis Farrakhan. Really? Oh, and now I'm interested. I never saw this plot twist coming. So Shabazz believed that Farrakhan was responsible for the assassination of her father in 1965. No, what? Shabazz believed that Farrakhan was responsible for the assassination of her father in 1965 and to sought to exact revenge through a hired killer. Subsequently, Shabazz admitted her responsibility but not her guilt of the charges, and the government accepted a plea bargain. Michael Fitzpatrick, a high school classmate of Shabazz, claimed that she called him and asked him to kill Farrakhan. Fitzpatrick said that she told him that she wanted to avenge her father's death and feared for her mother's life because Betty Shabazz was outspoken in her belief that Farrakhan was behind the 1965 shooting. Although Farrakhan was allied with the Nation of the Islam leaders who planned Malcolm X's murder, he most likely was not directly involved in the plot. Unfortunately, Kubila Fitzpatrick was already an FBI informant and promptly passed on the information. He also began recording his conversation with Shabazz. She escaped the most serious charges because the tapes seemed to show entrapment on the part of Fitzpatrick, and Shabazz seemed to be attentive and unwilling conspirer. Also, Fitzpatrick was a fairly unsympathetic informant. Legal and personal trouble continued to plague the Shabazz family in the 1990s. Betty's 12-year-old grandson, Malcolm, set the family home in Westchester County, New York, on fire and was convicted of arson. Betty Shabazz was severely burnt in the blaze and later died from the injuries. Malcolm Shabazz was murdered in Mexico City in 2013. Yeah, man, I think this is why this is my favorite segment. Like, I get to learn a lot of stuff. Who would have known Malcolm X's daughter planned to kill Farrakhan? My gosh. And locally on this day in 1972, King Goodwill Zwelithini became the 8th Zulu monarch following the death of his father, King Cyprian, in 1968, and brief regency that lasted until 1971 when he ascended the Zulu throne. Relations between Zwelithini and Chief Gaja Buthelezi, Chief Minister of KwaZulu, was strained, and in 1972, Zwelithini's position was declared as only ceremonial. This marked the beginning of a tumultuous relationship between Chief Buthelezi and King Zwelithini. For the better part of the 1970s, Buthelezi and Zwelithini were often at loggerheads. Buthelezi accused Zwelithini of interfering in party politics in violation of his role as a ceremonial head of KwaZulu. Accusations and counter-association abandoned in 1976, with Buthelezi claiming that Zwelithini had conspired with the Mozambican government to overthrow the KwaZulu government. It was only early in the 1980s the relation between the two were mended. This followed the emergence of the United Democratic Front, also known as the UDF, an internal resistance movement aligned to the African National Congress, also known as the ANC, rigorously opposed to homeland governments, including KwaZulu. The UFD had garnered significant support in KwaZulu, particularly at the University of Zululand, where Buthelezi was chancellor. In one of his visits to the campus, Buthelezi was accompanied by Zulu MPs and warrior who attacked students, leaving more than a dozen of them dead. As tensions escalated in the second half of the 1980s and clashes between Inkatha Freedom Party, also known as the IFP, and United Democratic Front, supporters became more bloody and frequent. The ANC President Oliver Tambo blamed the KwaZulu government for fueling the flames of political violence. Zwelithini's response to this condemnation of the KwaZulu government suggested a change in the heart of his part. He demanded apology from the ANC and subsequently through his support behind the IFP. Zwelithini has also opposed to sanction being imposed against South Africa, a position that further alienated him from the ANC. The rift between Zwelithini and the ANC continued to widen until and after CODESA in 1991 and 1992. It was only later in 1992 when Mandela assured him that under the new dispensation, his position will be assured that tension subsided. Zwelithini is currently on cordial relations with the ANC and the government and continues to enjoy privileges as the Zulu monarch. So yeah, man, that was it on Today in History. I think it's a shy music break before we introduce well, since I got 5 minutes left, that's in Bafage Manje. So Sunny Bonani Branch Breeze.
A very good morning.
The grand la way.
Simnandi si grand.
Si right, si bright, si fun and sprite and asinayo.
Right. Unkhazela izinto ezikatsho dog, like ingathi you think of them on the spot dog. Yeah, right man. I feel.
Sprite ama Fanta yazo.
It's man.
Man, ngiyapusheka. It's a beautiful Thursday, man. Ayikwenye, no matter otherwise. What should the listeners expect with Branch Breeze?
Well, njengoba niyazi namhlanje, it's a throwback Thursday. We'll try by all means to throw back the Thursday. Sibabonise i-throwback. Umculo omnandi. Then sibe sesingena sibaleka sikhule ibhayisekile enevile elinye sisiya kwi-trending stories zethu. Then siye kwi-words of wisdom. Then after that bese siba ne top 10 ndabano lethu sinqororo sabe sin entertainer niyasazi singena nge vibe.
Okay. I feel
ikhona indike kanti nomlaleli ke uvumelekile ke ukuthi if there's some song or something that they want to draw with back bavumelekile ke ku Branch Breeze to share that with us.
Okay, I feel jabulu was man. Otherwise man, if ever you are interested kulama topics, stay tuned. Ningabaleki. Branch Breeze is in a couple of minutes. But otherwise mina athi ngivali show yami ngizonibona another kusasa, like not another time. So ngona kusasa, same time, same place, man. With love from me to you, Zuko_IV logging out.
Ice water turn Atlantic.